battlefield of ambition. Alliances shift like shadows at dusk, and crowns weigh heavier than mountains on mortal heads. Those who rise too high fall beneath their own towering shadows by the darkness they cast. Amidst this chaos brews the tempest of human heart, where loyalty and betrayal duel on a blade's edge, too narrow for both to cross. And today, we, the students of Class 9, awaken the echoes from past, breathing life into the tempest of power, pride, and betrayal. A Shakespearean tragedy where ambition crowns and dooms alike. We now present a timeless classic by William Shakespeare, Julius Caesar.
Period of 44 BC in Rome. It is a period of political uncertainty and strife. Julius Caesar celebrates his triumphant return to Rome after defeating Pompey's son. The trophies won by him are hung on his statues. Two tribunes, Flavius and Manlius, enter.
Hail Caesar! Hail Caesar!
They hold the power of magistrate and hence are legally very sacred to the people. They rebuke a number of craftsmen for absenting themselves from work. The opening scene also brings into shaping focus the fickleness of the common people. They had once cheered Pompey, but are now prepared to cheer the death of his sons.
Hence home, you idle creatures! Get you home. Is this a holiday? What? Know you not? Being mechanical, you ought not walk upon a labouring day without the sign of your profession. Speak, what trade art thou?
Myself, a carpenter.
Where is thy leather apron and thy rule? What dost thou with thy best apparel on? You, sir, what trade art thou?
Truly, sir, in respect of a fine workman, I am, but as you would say, a cobbler.
But what trade art thou? Answer me directly.
A trade, sir, I hope I may use with a safe conscience, for I am a mender of bad souls.
But what trade thou, knave? Thou naughty knave? What trade?
Nay, I beseech you, sir, be not out with me. Yet if you be out, I can mend you.
What meanest thou by that? Mend me? Thou saucy fellow?
Why, sir, cobble you.
Thou art a cobbler, art thou?
Truly, sir, all that I live by is with the all.
But wherefore art not in shop today? Why dost thou leave these men about the streets?
Truly, sir, to wear out their shoes. But indeed, sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph.
Therefore rejoice. What conquest brings thee home? What tributaries follow him to Rome? To grace his captive pots? His chariot wheels? You blocks, you stones, you worse than senseless things. Oh, you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome. Knew you not Pompey? Many a time and oft you have climbed to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, yeah, to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, for the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. Begone, run to your houses, fall upon your knees, pray to the God to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude. Go, Marilys, go you down that way towards the Capitol. This way will I. Disrobe the images if you do find them decked with ceremonies. May we do so, Flavius? You know, it is the feast of Lupercal. It is no matter. Let no images be hung with Caesar's trophies. Flavius and Marilys then decide to remove all the trophies won by Caesar from the statues on which they had been displayed.
public place. A public place. Caesar enters with Antony, Calpurnia, Brutus, Cassius, Caspar, and others. Romans believed that barren women would be cured and have children if they were touched by the thorns of one of the runners of Lupercal. Since Calpurnia was buried with sterile girls and Caesar was superstitious, he believed that Calpurnia, if touched by one who runs in this holy course, have the curse of barrenness removed.
Set on and leave no ceremonies out.
A soothsayer approaches and tells Julius Caesar to be beware of Ides of March. That is, 15th of March.
Caesar, Caesar, oh, who calls?
Bid every noise be still. Peace yet again.
Who is it in the press that calls on me? I hear a tongue shriller than all the music. Cry, Caesar, speak. Caesar is turned to hear.
Beware the Ides of March.
What man is that?
A soothsayer bids you beware the Ides of March.
He is a dreamer, let's leave him.
I'm all set for the race of Lupercal.
Let us begin.
Caesar pays no attention to the soothsayer and the procession continues. Brutus is not very well disposed of Caesar. Cassius discloses his own resentment at the thought how powerful Caesar has become. Brutus tells Cassius that he loves Caesar, but he hates the kind of inordinate power he has acquired for himself.
Brutus, I do observe you now of late. I have not from your eyes that gentleness and show of love as I was wont to have.
Cassius, be not deceived if I veiled my looks. I turn the trouble of my countenance merely upon myself.
Then I have much mistook your passion. Therefore, good Brutus, be prepared to hear. Since you know you cannot see yourself, I, your glass, will modestly discover to yourself which you yet not know of.
What means this shouting? I do fear people choose Caesar for their king.
Aye, do you fear it? Then must I think you would not have it so?
I would not, Cassius, yet I love him well. But wherefore do you hold me here so long?
Well, honor is the subject of my story. The fault, dear Brutus, is not in the stars, but in ourselves that we are underlings. Brutus and Caesar. What should be in that Caesar? Why should that name be sounded more than yours? Write them together. Yours is as fair a name. Sound them. It does become the mouth as well. Weigh them, it is as heavy. Now by all the gods at once, upon what meat doth this Caesar feed, that he has grown so great?
I will consider what you have to say, Cassius, and will find a time where both with patience will hear and answer such high things.
Cassius takes the opportunity and provokes Brutus about Caesar's physical and mental weakness and the comparative strength of Brutus. Brutus promises to think about what Cassius has said. He also promises to meet Cassius the next day. Cassius knows that he has won over Brutus to an extent. Brutus is known for his integrity and honor. This would camouflage Cassius's own desire for power. Caesar and Antony come conversing. Caesar's remark to Mark Antony about Cassius's lean and hungry look is a subtle suggestion of Caesar's suspicion about him.
Antonius, Caesar, let me have men about me that are fat, sleek-headed men, and such as sleep o' nights. Yon Cassius has such a lean and hungry look. He thinks too much. Such men are dangerous.
Fear him not, Caesar. He is not dangerous. He is a noble Roman and well given.
Caesar thinks such men are dangerous, However, he is so convinced about his own power that he decides to do nothing about what his mind clearly thinks to be a threat.
That night, a storm rages. Omens fill the sky. Casca meets Cicero.
Good even, Casca. Brought you Caesar home? Why are you so breathless? And why stare you so?
Are you not moved? When all the sway of earth shakes like a thing unformed. O Cicero, I have seen tempests, and a common slave. You know him well by sadly torture joined, and yet his hand, not sensible of fire, remained unscorched. Against the Capitol, I met a lion who glared upon me and went surly by without annoying me. And there were drawn upon a heap 100 ghastly women who swore they saw men all in fire walk up and down the streets. And yesterday, the bird of night did sit even at noonday upon the marketplace, howling and shrieking.
Indeed, it is a strange disposed time. But men may construe things after their fashion, glean from the purpose of the things themselves. Come Caesar to the Capitol tomorrow?
He does, for he did bid Antony send you word. He will be there tomorrow.
Okay then. Goodbye, Casca.
Farewell, Cicero.
Who's there?
Who's there? A Roman, Casca, by your voice. Your ear is good, Cassius. What strange night is this?
A very pleasing night to honest men.
Such dreadful heralds to astonish us.
You are dull, Casca, and those sparks of life that should be in a Roman, you do want, or else you use not. Now could I, Casca, name to thee a man more like this dreadful night, that thunders, lightens, opens graves and roars, as does the lion in the Capitol, a man no mightier than thyself, or me. Poor man, I know you were no wolf, but that he sees Romans are but sheep. You not know lion, but not Romans hinds.
You speak to Casca, and to such a man that is no fear in telling.
Cassius tells Cinna to drop the forged letters at the residence of Brutus and places where only Brutus will find them. He assures Casca that he has started convincing some of the noblest men of Rome to take responsibility of the work, which is honorable though dangerous. Upon Casca's concern about adding Brutus to the plan, Cassius reveals that he has already gone 3/4 of the way, and upon the next meeting, the whole of him will be theirs.
There's a bargain made. Now know you, Casca, I have moved certain of the noblest minded Romans.
The scene opens with Caesar and Calpurnia, his wife. Calpurnia has had troubling dreams and is deeply concerned about Caesar's safety, particularly regarding the Ides of March. She begs Caesar to stay away from the Senate, fearing something terrible might happen to him.
My lord, thou shalt not stir out of thy house today. Oh, I have dreams, such fearful sights this night. And in the streets, doth howl the dying men.
She recounts the omen she has heard, but most terrifying of all is her own dream. A statue of Caesar, from which spouts blood like a fountain. Whole Romans bathe their hands in it, smiling as they do so.
These things are beyond all use, and I am armed. Cowards die many times before they dig. The valiant never taste of death but once.
Caesar, dismissive and proud, refuses to believe that such portents are meant for him. He believes fate is unavoidable. Enters the servant.
My lord, the augurs bid thee stay at home. They, sacrificing on the altar, found no heart within the beast.
The augurs, priest, who read omens from entrails of animals, have made a dire discovery.
The gods do this in the shame of cowardice. Caesar should be the beast without heart if he should stay at home for fear.
Caesar takes this warning not as a threat, but as a challenge to his bravery. He scoffs at the god's message.
Do not go forth today. Call it my fear, which cannot rule thee, yet it doth persuade.
Seeing no other way to protect her husband, Calpurnia pleads with him to stay home. Finally, Caesar concedes.
For thy sake, I will stay at home today.
Just as Calpurnia breathes a sigh of relief, Decius Brutus, one of the conspirators, enters the house. He is here to escort Caesar to the Senate, where the plot against him is set to unfold.
Caesar, all hail. Good morrow, worthy Caesar. I come to fetch you to the Senate house.
I will stay at home today.
Most mighty Caesar, dost thou intend to stay at home? The Senate have concluded to give thee a crown today.
Noticing hesitation in Caesar's demeanor, Decius acts swiftly. He knows that Caesar's weakness is his pride, and he turns Calpurnia's warning to his advantage.
This dream is misinterpreted, my lord. This signifies that blood shall bring new life to Rome, and great men shall press to touch thy hand.
When Calpurnia saw death, Decius spins the dream into a prophecy of greatness.
The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar. If you shall send them word, you will not come. Their minds may change. If Caesar hide himself, shall they not whisper, "Look, Caesar is afraid."
How foolish do your fears seem now, Calpurnia? I will go.
Despite all the warnings, Caesar allows flattery and ambition to blind him. He prepares himself for the day, stepping ever close to his fate. Calpurnia watches in silent despair as he walks towards his destiny, unaware that the Senate chamber would be his final resting place.
Taurus is a petitioner and well-wisher of Caesar. He walks through the street reading a paper warning Caesar against the blooming conspiracy.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Tribunes. Mark well Metellissima. Decius Brutus loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. Security gives way to conspiracy. O Caesar, if thou read this, thou mayst live. If not, fates with the traitors do contrive. of the same street in front of the house of Brutus. Enter Portia and Lucius. The suspense of the impending disaster is conveyed through Portia's agitation. We are told that Caesar has not reached the capital as yet. This further increases the suspense. We know that Brutus has not confided in Portia about the conspiracy.
I, pretty boy, run to the Senate house. How hard it is for women to keep counsel.
What should I do, madam? Run to the capital and nothing else?
Yes, bring me word, if thy lord look well. What Caesar doth, what suitor is pressed to thee? Hark, boy, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
I hear a bustling rumour, like of rain.
Enter the soothsayer. This tension is enhanced first through Portia's fears and then through apprehension whether or not Caesar will be warned, either by Artemidorus or by the soothsayer.
What is it, O clock? About the 9th hour, lady. Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on to the capital.
Why knowest thou? Any harms intended towards him?
None that I know will be, much that I fear may chance.
I must go in. I mean, how weak a thing the heart of a woman is, O Brutus. The heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Sure thing, the boy heard me. Brutus had the suit that Caesar would not grant. Oh, I grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Say, I am merry. Come to me again, and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
I will, madam.
Doris is a petitioner and well-wisher of Caesar. He walks through the street reading a paper warning Caesar against the blooming conspiracy.
Caesar, beware of Brutus. Take heed of Cassius. Come not near Casca. Have an eye to Cinna. Trust not Tribunes. Mark well Metellissima. Decius, Brutus, loves thee not. Thou hast wronged Caius Ligarius. There is but one mind in all these men, and it is bent against Caesar. Security gives way to conspiracy. O Caesar, if thou read this, thou mayst live. If not, fates with the traitors do contrive.
Of the same street in front of the house of Brutus. Enter Portia and Lucius. The suspense of the impending disaster is conveyed through Portia's agitation. We are told that Caesar has not reached the capital as yet. This further increases the suspense. We know that Brutus has not confided in Portia about the conspiracy.
I, pretty boy, run to the Senate house. How hard it is for women to keep counsel.
What should I do, madam? Run to the capital and nothing else?
Yes, bring me word, if thy lord look well. What Caesar doth, what suitor is pressed to thee? Hark, boy, what noise is that?
I hear none, madam.
I hear a bustling rumour, like of rain.
Enter the soothsayer. This tension is enhanced first through Portia's fears and then through apprehension whether or not Caesar will be warned, either by Artemidorus or by the soothsayer.
What is it, O clock?
About the 9th hour, lady.
Is Caesar yet gone to the capital?
Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass on to the capital.
Why knowest thou? any harms intended towards him?
None that I know will be, much that I fear may chance.
I must go in. I mean, how weak a thing the heart of a woman is, O Brutus. The heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. Sure thing, the boy heard me. Brutus had the suit that Caesar would not grant. Oh, I grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. Say, I am merry. Come to me again, and bring me word what he doth say to thee.
I will, madam.
Brutus insists on being the first to address the people, thinking it necessary to justify his actions. He reassures Cassius that Antony will speak only with their permission, thus ensuring they retain control over the narrative. Romans, lovers, and countrymen, hear me for my cause, and be silent that you may hear. Believe me for mine honor, and have respect to mine honor, that you may believe. Censure me in your wisdom, and awake all your senses, that you may the better judge. If by any in this assembly, any dear friend of Caesar, to him I say, Brutus' love towards Caesar was no less than his. But if then that friend ask, why Brutus rose against Caesar, this is my answer. Not that I love Caesar less, but that I love Rome more. Had you rather Caesar were living and die all man's slaves, than that Caesar were dead to live all free men? As Caesar loved me, I weep for him. As he was fortunate, I rejoice at it. As he was valiant, I honor him. But as he was ambitious, I slew him. There are tears for his love, joy for his fortune, honor for his valor, and death for his ambition.
Live, Brutus! Live, live! Bring him with triumph home unto his house. Give him a statue with his ancestors. Live, Brutus! Live, live!
But just as Brutus thought he had secured the loyalty of the people, Antony makes his entrance. With a heavy heart, he steps forward, knowing the task before him will not be easy. Antony begins by addressing the crowd, but unlike Brutus, he is not calm. His words are laced with deep emotions and pathos.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is often interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Am I to speak in Caesar's funeral? He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. When that the poor have cried, Caesar had wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, Brutus is an honorable man. I speak not to disapprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. Oh, judgment, bear with me. My heart is in the coffin, there with Caesar, and I must pause till it comes back to me.
Methinks there is some reason in his sayings.
If thou consider rightly of the matter, Caesar has had great wrong.
Antony's words strike a chord with the crowd, and their allegiance
allegiance begins to shift. Doubts arise in their mind when they recall the deeds of Caesar and they start to question whether Brutus was truly justified in his actions.
Here is the will, and under Caesar's seal, to every Roman citizen he gives 75 drachmas. I will drown this bleeding piece of earth that's made it with a traitor's knife.
We'll burn his body in the holy place, and with the brands, fire the traitors' houses. Take up the body. Away then! Come! Seek the conspirators!
The crowd begins calling for justice, and their thirst for retribution grows stronger with each passing moment.
Justice for Caesar!
Justice for Caesar!
The balance of power in Rome shifts once more. With Caesar gone, the city falls into the hands of three men: Mark Antony, Octavius Caesar, and Lepidus. Together, they form the second triumvirate. But their alliance is built not on trust, but on blood. Now they decide who shall live and who must die to secure their rule.
These many them shall die, their names are bricked. Your brother too must die. Consent, you Lepidus.
I do consent.
Break him down then.
But what about Publius? Shall he live?
No, Publius shall not live. It is necessary that we cut off some dangerous limbs and heal the body of Rome.
One by one, names are struck off the list. Senators, friends, even family, all are sacrificed for the cause of power. There is no hesitation, no remorse. The Republic is long dead. What remains is the struggle for dominance. But within this alliance, a seed of betrayal is already planted. Rome, once great, now stands on the brink of another bloody war.
They are raising armies. We must act now. Come, let us make ready for war. Another conflict is brewing. One between the very men who once stood united against Caesar. Brutus waits, his mind troubled by thoughts about Cassius. His officer, Lucilius, has just returned from meeting Cassius, and Brutus is eager to know how his friend received him.
Stand! Hold! Yes, my lord. How he received you? Tell me. With courtesy and with due respect.
Before, just then, a commotion outside the tent signals the arrival of Cassius. He enters, his expression hardened, his posture stiff. The Cassius who once persuaded Brutus to join the conspiracy now stands before him as a man burdened by grievances of his own.
Most noble brother, you
have done me wrong.
judge me, O you gods. Wrong I my enemies, and if not so, how should I wrong a brother? Brutus, this sober form of yours hides wrongs, and when you do them, be content and speak your grief softly. That you have wronged me doth appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Fella for taking bribes here of the Sardians. And when I wrote to you, because I knew the man, you ignored my letters. Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm, to sell and martyr offices for gold to undeservers. I, an itching palm? You know that you are Brutus that speak this, or by the gods that speech when at your last. The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and the chastisement thus therefore hide his head. Chastisement? Remember March, the Ides of March? Did not great Julius bleed for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab, and not for justice? Brutus, they not me. I'll not endure it. You hedge yourself in and forget me? I am a soldier, older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions. Go to, you're not
Go away, you feeble man. Brutus, do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I shall be sorry for. You have already done things which you should be sorry for. What? Come, Antony and young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone on Cassius. For Cassius is tired of this world, hated by the one he loves, insulted by his brother, checked like a bondman. All his faults studied, learned, and observed just to throw in my face? There is my dragon. If you are truly Roman, strike me! Strike me as you struck Caesar, for I know, even at your worst hatred for him, you loved him more than you ever loved thy Cassius.
Sheathe your dagger, Cassius.
I do not think you could have been so angry.
I am sick of my many griefs. Portia is dead.
What? Portia? Upon what sickness?
Impatient of my absence and grief that young Octavius and Mark Antony have made themselves so strong. Speak no more of her, Cassius.
The weight of Portia's death settles heavily between them. In this moment of shared grief, their anger softens. Their friendship, though cracked, is not yet broken. Just then, Messala and Titinius enter the tent.
Welcome, good Messala. I have here received letters that Mark Antony and Octavius have come upon us with mighty power. Octavius, Antony, and Lepidus have put to death 100 senators, Cicero being one. What do you think of marching to Philippi presently?
I do not think it's good.
We must take the current when it serves, or lose our ventures. We must go.
If that is your will, go on.
Farewell, good Messala. Good night, Titinius, noble Cassius.
The men part ways for the night, but the coming battle looms over them. Brutus, though resolved, feels an unease creeping into his heart.
Brutus is in his tent at night, unable to sleep. Suddenly, the air grows heavy, and a ghostly presence appears before him. Who comes here? I think it's the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. Art thou some god, some devil, or some angel? Speak to me. What art thou?
Thy evil spirit, Brutus,
Why comest thou?
to tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Yes, at Philippi we shall meet again.
With those haunting words, the ghost vanishes, leaving Brutus alone in the silent darkness. Brutus, once so certain of his cause, now feels the weight of his actions pressing down upon him. He is still, his heart pounding. Is it a warning, a curse, or simply his own guilt made manifest?
Is about to begin. On the plains of Philippi, the armies of Octavius Caesar and Mark Antony prepare to face the forces of Brutus and Cassius. Tensions run high as the leaders exchange words before the fight. Enter Octavius, Antony, and their army onto the battlefield.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. You said the enemy would not come down but keep the hills and upper region. It proves not so. Their battles are at hand. They mean to warn us at Philippi here, answering before we do, demand of them.
Touch and their bosoms, and I know wherefore they do it. They will be content to visit other places and come down with fearful bravery, thinking by this ways to fasten in the thoughts that they have courage, but 'tis not so.
A messenger rushes in, breathless from urgency.
Prepare you, generals. The enemy comes on in gallant show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
The battle is about to begin. The armies are ready, and the fate of Rome hangs in balance. Enter Cassius and Brutus with their army.
Now, Antony, our hopes are answered. Let us draw forces and face them head on.
Agreed. Let us see what they dare to say before the swords are drawn.
The two sides meet at the center of the battlefield, exchanging glares of hatred.
Mark Antony, shall we give sign of battle?
No, Octavius, we'll answer them on their charge.
Stir not until the signal.
Antony, the posture of your blows are yet unknown, but for your words, they rob the hive of bees and leave them honeyless.
Not stingless, too.
Oh yes, and soundless too. Come, the cause if our being makes us sweat. The proof of it will turn to redder drops. Look, I draw a sword against the conspirators. Oh, if thou were the noblest of thy strain, young man, you couldn't die more honorable.
A peevish schoolboy worthless of such honor, joined with a masker and a reveler.
Old Cassius still.
Come, Antony, away.
Exit Antony and Octavius.
Messala!
What says my general?
Messala, this is my birthday, as this very day was Cassius born. Upon one battle all our liberties. You know I held Epicurus strong, and now his mine I change my opinion, and partly credit to things that do presage.
Believe not so, even not
Decius. Then if we lose this battle, most noble Brutus, is this the last time we shall meet?
Even by the rule of that philosophy, by which I did blame Cato for the death which he did give himself.
Then if we lose this battle, are you contented to be led in triumph through the streets of Rome?
No, Cassius, no, that ever Brutus will go bound to Rome. He wills too great a mind.
Forever, farewell, Cassius.
If we do meet again, why, we shall smile. If not, why this parting was made.
Brutus sends Messala with a message to Cassius that he must engage the enemy forces without any delay.
Ride, Messala, ride, and give these bills unto the armies on the other side. Let them set on at once, for the cold demeanor in Octavius' wings, and sudden push that gives them the overthrow. Ride, Messala, ride.
He hands Messala paper and also decides to act on behalf of Cassius as well as his own.
Cassius sees his men retreating. Brutus's forces, having driven back, Octavius's forces advance in order to seek maximum advantage. This leaves Antony's army free to surround Cassius's troops. Cassius sends Titinius to ride towards the soldiers seen in the distance in order to find out who they are.
Look, Titinius, look. Look, the villains fly. Myself have to mine own turned enemy.
O Cassius, Brutus gave the word too early, who, having some advantage in Octavius, took it too eagerly. His soldiers fell to spoil, while we, by Antony, are all enclosed. Enter Pinterus.
Fly for a rock, my lord! Fly for a rock! Mark Antony is in your tents, my lord! Fly! They
They are, my lord.
Titinius, if thou lovest me, mount thou my horse and hide thy spurs in him, till the yonder troops thou mayest rest assured the yon troops are friend or enemy.
I will be here again, my lord. Cassius made a mistake. Titinius had not been captured, but he thought he is. Cassius arrives at a decision that he must die now. He tells Pinterus to keep his oath of obedience and stab him.
My life is run its compass. Come hither, sirrah. In Parthia did I take you prisoner, then I swore thee saving of thy life, that whatsoever I did bid thee do, thou shouldst attempt it. Come now, keep thine oath.
So I am free, yet were not so happy. Far from this country, Pinterus shall run. Messala and Titinius find out that Cassius is dead.
It is but change, Titinius, for Octavius is overthrown by noble Brutus's power, as Cassius's regions are by Antony.
These news will welcome Sir Cassius.
But where did you leave him?
All disconsolate with Pinterus is born man in this hill.
Is not that he that lies upon the ground?
He lies not like the living. Oh my heart!
Is not that he?
No, this was he, Messala, but Cassius is no more. O setting sun, as in thy red rays thou dost sing tonight, so in his red blood Cassius. The day is set, the sun of Rome is set, our day is gone, I want to live no more. Titinius kills himself with the same sword with which Cassius had committed suicide. Messala goes to report the tragedy to Brutus. Brutus comes to where?
Look there, look there, look there.
His face is upward.
He is slain.
O Julius Caesar, thou art mighty yet. Thy spirits walk abroad and turn our swords in our own proper entrails.
Brave Titinius, most brave Cassius.
Are yet two Roman living such as these? The last of all the Romans. Fare thee well. Friends, I owe more tears to this dead man than you shall see me pay. It's 3 o'clock, yet ere night, and Romans, we shall try our fortune in a second night.
Brutus pays a sad farewell to Cassius. He then leaves with the others to engage the enemy once again.
Brutus, we have Marcus Brutus. I am Marcus Brutus. Slay me, know that I am Brutus. Get ready to die. I yield me only to a noble foe. Strike if thou wilt and kill me.
Enter Antony.
Antony, my lord, we have taken Marcus Brutus as prisoner.
He is not Marcus Brutus. Who art thou, bold youth?
I am Marcus Brutus, and my heart doth say, if thou dost me kill, no Brutus is dead.
Nay, not this Brutus's face, but this man here is true and valiant. Keep him safe, for he may serve us well. Go, seek the traitor Brutus. Bring him forth to me.
Enter Brutus, Dardanius, Clitus, Strato, and Voluminus on the battlefield, defeated. Brutus, seeing the cause lost and his forces scattered, prepares for the end. He turns to his friends,
seeking aid for his death.
Clitus, hold then my sword hilt while I run on it. That's not an office for a friend, my lord.
Clitus refuses. Brutus then turns to Titinius and Voluminus, but both deny him as well.
The ghost of Caesar had appeared to me too several times at night. At one, the Saris, and last night in the Philippi fields. I know my hour is come.
Seeing no other way, he turns to Strato, his loyal servant.
Strato, thou art a fellow of good respect. Hold then my sword and turn away thy face. Wilt thou, Strato?
I shall have to do as you say, my lord. Strato kills Brutus as he commanded him to do.
Caesar, now be still. I killed not thee with hearts who are good will.
Brutus dies. Enter Octavius, Antony, Messala, Lucilius and their army. The victors arrive and find Brutus dead.
This was the noblest Roman of all. He only, in general honest thought and common good to all, made one of the conspirators. Nature might stand up and say to all the world, this was a man.
Octavius orders Brutus to be buried with full honors, recognizing his noble spirit. Brutus was noble in life, and Brutus was noble in death. And what is justice if it births only chaos? The story of Brutus and Caesar is not just one of betrayal, but of the tragic irony that lies in the heart of every Roman citizen. Brutus, the man who loved Rome so deeply, believed that by ending the life of his closest friend Caesar was saving the Republic. But what if the very act he thought would preserve Rome was the thing that destroyed it? What if the heroism he envisioned was nothing more than the seed of his own downfall? In his moment of greatest sacrifice, he could not foresee that in severing the ties of friendship, he would cut the very heart of the Republic he swore to protect. The blade he drove into Caesar's heart was meant to free Rome from tyranny, but it only planted the seeds for a greater one. As the curtain falls on this tragedy, we are left with a question that resonates deeply. Was Brutus truly an honorable man, or was he merely a man who mistook betrayal for justice? He may have thought he was a hero guided by honor, driven by love for his country, but in the end, he was simply a man who, in his pursuit of justice, became its greatest victim. And perhaps in that we find the greatest irony of all. Thank you.
On this spectacular rendition of Julius Caesar, it is my honor to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks. First and foremost, I express our deepest gratitude to our manager, Sister Digna, and Principal, Sister Merlin, for providing us this wonderful opportunity. We owe a debt of gratitude to our teachers, Miss Anjani and Miss Reena, for their tireless efforts and dedication in nurturing our artistic abilities. To our incredible actors, your passion, dedication, and remarkable talent have brought the characters of Julius Caesar to life. A special thanks to the technical team for their support. Last but certainly not least, to our wonderful audience, we extend our heartfelt thanks for your presence and unwavering support. Your enthusiasm and appreciation have made this event truly special. Now, may I invite our Honorable Principal, Sister Merlin, to grace us with her precious words.
Respected Sister Digna, sisters, teachers, and my dear students of class 9. I would like to congratulate the team of Julius Caesar by clapping our hands loudly. Well done, class 9, and the teachers for tirelessly helping these students by mentoring them on this timeless classic called Julius Caesar. Your effort and your passion and creativity was evident in your enactment. Congratulations and keep it up. Well done. Once again, let us give them a thunderous applause.